All right, hey everybody. What day are we on now? Quarantine.
It feels like day 365, but I think it's actually, I think Friday, this last Friday, I think they implemented it, so this is day 3 or 4.
But we just got through our first weekend, and but
Bored.
how was your? Yeah.
Bored! So bored. I tell you, you can only clean your house and organize your office so many times before you feel kind of useless after a while.
Yeah. So here we are on a Monday, and it doesn't feel that much different from the weekend.
It really doesn't.
But
glad to see my man Simon. I haven't seen him all weekend. I was worried about him.
Yeah. But I'm fine. I'm fine. I had a strange run-in with the neighbor, but we'll discuss that in the next episode. All right, but our viewers have been watching and commenting, and we got a few questions. I'll start with a question from. Well, this is a question from our viewer Sam out there. It's kind of a dark one, but
Yeah.
he's wondering. What's the motivation to keep living during these times?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's almost like the will of survival is just so strong. I mean, even if a lot more deaths happen and this becomes really apocalyptic, I still think that there's going to be people out there that are going to try to survive and try to make the best of it. And that's all we can really do if it gets to that level.
Yeah, that's all we can really do. All right, here's one in from our viewer Meg out there. Meg says, Myles, if the government sends us our $2,000 checks,
yeah,
what are you gonna do with yours?
Well, since the strip clubs aren't open anymore, with my $2,000, well, first and foremost, if you don't have an emergency savings, I would probably put some of that towards essentials, food, water, shelter, things like that. If you are fortunate and lucky enough to have an extra or surplus of that, maybe this may be a good opportunity to invest some of it, or to give it back to your community. Maybe you can help. Like Simon here gave our neighbor, who are, I think they're in their 60s or maybe even 70s, gave them a note saying, hey, if we can help you in any way we can, then certainly let us know. And I think that that can go a long way to helping our community, helping our country, looking out for each other.
Especially the old ones.
Especially the old ones, the more vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be old to be vulnerable.
But in reality, I think a lot of people are going to take these $2,000 checks and pay their mortgages and pay their rent and pay their and get food and shelter, and because there's a lot of Americans hurting. There's a lot of people globally that are hurting, and now you take a source of income out from underneath them unexpectedly, and I think that does a lot of hurt to their finances, and I think people are hurting for this 2,000 or 1,000 or whatever the number may be.
Yeah. All right, one more question for you. A lot of people right now are having a hard time figuring out dating during the coronavirus.
Yeah.
You could call it love in the time of coronavirus. What's your advice to people out there who are trying to date right now?
That's a good question. I was actually talking to this with a friend of mine, and I don't know what the advice would be, because it's hard to connect. It's hard to go to places. Everybody's fearful that you may have the virus and I can get it and then I can spread it to somebody that's maybe immunocompromised or old or elderly. But I think that we got to be smart, but at the same time we got to take care of the needs of us emotionally and continue that path onto finding love.
That's right. Love in the time of coronavirus.
This may be the best time to find love, as everybody's quarantined and locked down. That you may be able to spend a lot of time with a special someone that you maybe not have been able to before.
Really test that relationship.
Really test that relationship.
Well, that's what we got for you today. Stay tuned for next episode. We're going to talk about constitutional rights and whether the government should be able to take those away during this emergency.
So stay tuned.
And if you have more questions, send them our way.
Please.
This is Myles and Simon, Insights in Isolation.
We're signing off.
Thanks for watching.